Hello everyone, in this video I'll be showing you an Ice Witch build guide in Baldur's Gate 3. Now this is a modded class and it's quite interesting with 3 different subclasses and a variety of unique spells. Now for its cantrips that you can learn, you can actually get Witch Form Cat and turn into a cat, which is pretty cool. All witches can turn into a cat. And herbalist will get an additional transformation power, so I like this one just for being able to go into small holes and just transform into cats. Pretty cool. You can also get lesser create water, which creates a smaller water puddle, and then even shillelagh there, and minor illusion for your spells. And then for level 1 spells, you could also take a level 1 create water to upcast that at higher levels. I like Find Familiar because you can get yourself another cat. It just works out well. Now, intelligence being our main stats, we want to have this as high as possible. Now, there are some issues with this, which I'll get into as we go through it, but going with something like 16 dexterity is going to be nice for just survivability's sake, and then we can take points to put our constitution up to 14, so something like this will work well. And for our skill proficiencies, take deception, and something like insight is really good as well, so we'll go with that, or even arcana if you want to go full roleplay with this. Now, I'll be going over the full build guide for the Frost Witch, which is actually pretty strong of a subclass, and going over all the options for this. Now, at level 2, we get to choose another spell, so we can go with Shillelagh if you want for melee damage or minor illusion to group enemies together. And then we get to pick another spell slot here, so Fog Cloud's actually a pretty good one to go with. And we get class passive, so this is a witchcraft point. You can use Careful Spell, Distance Spell, Extended Spell, Subtle Spell, or Twin Spell. Now, unfortunately, they don't have the Quicken Spell, my favorite there. And for this subclass, we can choose the Herbalist, which allows you to brew 2 alchemical solutions instead of 1, similar to the wizard version of that. The Frost Witch being the strongest, gain resistance to frost damage, only taking half damage from it, and we get Ice Knife and Melvina's Frosted Bolts, which is a spell here that does 64 plus 3 cold damage. It fires a barrage of 3 magical bolts, dealing cold damage. Or the Hex Witch, which gives Bend Luck. But we're going Frost Witch for the purposes of this one, so we'll go with that there. And then at level 3, we get to go with another class passive. Now, the class passives are what makes this build so strong. We can get Hold Person and Spike Growth, 2 great crowd control spells for different uses. And the class passives, Whispers of the Grave, gives spells Speak with the Dead without a spell slot. Dampen Elements, whenever you and ally gets hit with Acid, Cold, Fire, Lightning, Thunder damage, you can use your reaction to half the damage. And there's also Kismet's Eye, which gives you magical dark vision. So we want that, because this is the only other way you can get it other than Devil's Sight from the Warlock. Now, level 4, we get a class feature here, which allows us to get more witchcraft points. And we also get the subclass feature, spells you cast ignore resistance to cold damage. In addition, when you deal cold damage, you cannot roll a 1. So higher cold damage overall, huge. And then we also get protection from energy cold. As for our spells, we can get darkness or something like that. And for our feat, we can take our intelligence up to 18 here. There's a few different options. You can also go with the dual wielder and use like the frost staff as well as another staff. I'm going to go with the intelligence here. Actually, no, I'll go dual wielder because I think I can actually make this stronger using dual wielder. So I'll show you guys a pretty powerful way of combining these. And for our next level, Plant Growth really being the best spell here for crowd control without concentration. Be careful if you have someone casting fire spells, as it will burn the Plant Growth. We also get Frost Breath and Ice Storm at level 6, so a little bit more cold damage here. And another spell, we can choose Hypnotic Pattern or Stinking Cloud. Bestow Curse, really not amazing options here, so pick which whatever of these you prefer best. And at level 7, we get another spell here. We can get Everard's Black Tentacles, which is a concentration, or Grasping Vine, which I'm going to take this because we do have a few concentrations already, but at next level we'll take Everard's Black Tentacles. What this does is a bonus action, it pulls enemies towards it, which is actually quite nice if you need a bonus action to help your team out. Now, one thing about level 8 here is it doesn't have an extra feat. This is one thing that's a little upsetting. That's why I went with the dual wielder earlier, because we would have taken our intelligence up by 2. So if they mod that to fix that, take your intelligence up. And then at next level, we'll take Ever's Black Tentacles. And we get some really great passives here. Gift of the Ever-Living Ones. You regain the maximum possible hit points when healing. Grim Harvest. When you kill a creature with a spell, you regain hit points equal to twice the spell slot. Thrice if it's a Necromancer spell. So this is the subclass feature of the Necromancer Wizard. Magical Ambush also being really great. When you're hidden, your targets have disadvantage against saving throws against your spells. We're going to go with Grim Harvest for the purposes of this video because I'll show you how to make that really strong. And then next level, we get to choose level 5 spells, which there's not amazing ones. We got Contagion, potentially poisoning a target, and Wall of Stone, Dominate Person, and Seeming. So Dominate Person, Wall of Stone, Contagion being probably the best 3 there. So you can pick whatever one you didn't previously pick. And with the theming of the witch. Now at level 11, we get a big power spike because we get Wall of Ice, which is an awesome ice spell. And we get Odaluk's Freezing Spear as well. And we also get Ice Mastery. At level 11, spells that deal cold damage deal additional damage equal to your intelligence. Now I don't know if this means intelligence modifier, because we only have a +3 right now, or if this means your intelligence of 16. So we also can get a level 6 spell here. Eye Bite, Circle of Death, Hero's Feast, Wall of Thorns, or Create Undead. We're going to go with Circle of Death, because if you take out an enemy with this, we can regain 3 times the level spell, so 18 health points with this, which is really nice, and I want to show you how we can fully take advantage of that. And at level 12, we can pick whatever one of these you want next. Eye Bite's pretty nice. Concentration can put an enemy to sleep, or Create Undead. Even Wall of Thorns is pretty good. And we get a class passive. So, a Living Shadow, when lightly or heavily obscured, this character has resistance to all damage types except Force, Psychic, or Radiant, which is nice because you can use Darkness and hide within it. You also get Illusionary Self, so you can magically fashion an illusionary duplicate of yourself when attack, causing your foe to automatically miss that attack. Or Misty Presence, after taking damage, you may turn invisible with a reaction. So we're going to go with Illusionary Self, which is pretty powerful, to be able to dodge an attack. So what this looks like in combat is we got ourselves a wild shape form cat. So we can turn ourselves into a cat if we want to. Pretty funny. So we got that there as an option. Now, I guess we don't have a way to turn back out of a cat, so that's a little bit of a concern. Yeah, darn. So, yeah, typically you'd want to not use this. But, I guess if we get attacked, we'll go out of our wild shape form. So let's get Shadowheart to attack us and take us out of that wild shape. And, of course, we would miss. Oh, this is going to miss. Oh, there we go. So we're back into human form. So, yeah. Wild shape form cat, you can't unturn out of it. You get a free cast though. We can also summon like a spider, raven, rat, crab, or cat here. And I guess this was my free cast there. But we also got our frost breath, which is cool. It ignores resistance to frost damage, so all of our spells will do that. We also, for getting into the gear side of things, the Wave Mother's robe being a pretty good one to go with. Even the Robe of the Weave's a very powerful option, so we can go that route. And for gloves, I think the gloves of the Belligerent Skies being a good choice, or even the Winter's Clutches, which gives 2 turns of Crust with Frost. And for our ring here, we got the Cryptlord ring to create Undead, but we can also go with the Snowburst ring to create a 4.5 meter circle of ice around the targets. And then for the boots, we can go with Evasive Shoes for increased armor class. So with this setup, we have 21 armor class, but I actually think it's best to put on a second staff. So we can go with the Morning Frost with one of our staves, which is nice because it deals additional cold damage, and we can possibly chill the target. Merca Heshker is a really good one too, if you can go with the Frost Winter one, but we can also go with the, since we got both Necromancy and Cold spells, we can actually go with the Staff of Cherished Necromancy, which is nice because it has a big benefit for us. So whenever the wielder kills a hostile creature with a spell, they greedily absorb its life energy and gain life essence until long rest. So we can use Circle of Death, get another Circle of Death, and heal for 18 every single time we attack with that. So that's pretty good. As for the helmet, we'd probably want to go with the amulet, or really whatever option you got here that's not going to impact your, so not heavy armor choices. And there's even there's the winter hat I can't find in my inventory right now, but Hood of the Weave is another really great choice. So typically what we want to be doing in combat is we want to get in here, and you can set up with concentrations like Wall of Ice. We do get 2 level 6 spells, which I'm not sure if that's a mistake or not. We also get our Witchcraft spells, so we got our Dragon Breath here, which is kind of cool. The Frost Breath dealing ice damage, and then we got our Odaluk's Freezing Spear here, so we can throw this out and create ice surfaces on the ground. So boom, big ice surface, knocked everyone prone, dealt a ton of damage. And then we also have Wall of Ice for another option for crowd control and damage. So
do I need to keep my good eye on you?
We'll try and get this set up here. And boom, Wall of Ice knocks him flying, knocked everyone flying. And the thing is with Wall of Ice, whenever it breaks, it'll deal extra damage too. So that's a nice little benefit of that. And yeah, typically we want to be using our frost damage spells as much as possible. So Odaluk's Freezing Spear being a really big one. But this is obviously a level 6 spell, so if you don't have level 6, oh, we started combat there. The Duke left. We got Minsk up on the ice. Halston's standing up from the ice. And he's going to run towards me. Use Confusion on Shadowheart. But typically what we want to be doing for damage... Oh, he took out Will. is using our ice spells as much as possible, because that's going to give us a ton of damage. But we also got like Circle of Death, so that's another way we can go about doing it. So a couple options. Unfortunately, I used up my action there, so if we got a Potion of Speed somewheres, we could go ahead with another action. I'm not sure if I have one on my character, but yeah, we also got the, you want to be using like your Melvinus Frosted Bolts for your main damage source. And then we also got like the Grasping Vine, which is kind of nice to just upset people by pulling them towards it. So you can pop that down there. You can see there an Entangled Halsin there. But yeah, this is a pretty fun build. A little bit different than your traditional builds, but the Ice Witch is pretty cool. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video useful, hit that subscribe button below, and I'll see you all in the next video.